In this video, we're putting tracks on off-road mowers. These off-road mowers. Now, these kind of tracks are kind of like the tracks you'd find on...
Like a fucking tank.
A tank. Tracks you would find on a tank. Not exactly like a tank, but these tank mowers are going to be awesome in the snow. We're going to show you guys exactly how we put the tracks on these mowers. We're going to give you all the details to what went into making the hubs and the adapters and this, that, and the other, getting these tracks on there. We're going to be showing you guys all the romping footage in this deep snow. And we're going to be showing you guys a little further down the way how we put the skis on spindles. Let's get right into this video. I'm not sure if we're going to clip into mowing. We're showing you guys how to build these things. So stay tuned. Let's do this. We decided we'd actually go spend the money and buy the full-size tracks and get them on. So we're gonna show you guys exactly how to put ATV tracks on your lawnmower. Let's do this. All right, so like we said, tracks on a lawnmower. It sounds easy, it may look easy, but it's a lot of work. And it's not that hard of work, but a lot of work. We didn't show you guys all the process of making all these plates because no one wants to see us plasma cut a bunch of random circles with our little tool that we made, which was awesome, and some guide plates. But no one wants to see us do that or drill all these holes and lay out all these parts and stuff and even set this up on the table. No one wants to see that, right? We're gonna show you guys though how to get all these parts assembled and on the mower and how we're gonna actually, we need to put some torsion bars or whatever you wanna call it, some limiter bars in there. They come on the tracks already, but we gotta make some plates and put them removable, but get them on the mower so that we can hook up the heim joints and shit. So now, we started out by making all these plates with a guide. We started by rolling a track into the shop, getting a cardboard cutout and then turning it into metal, and then getting that put on, making our freaking template, using the plasma cutter, getting some circles, getting them all drilled out, getting them in the lathe, squaring them off, whatever it was, we got it done. We decided we want just under 1.5 inch length of wheel spacers, and that's just because the gap that we're gonna get on, the gap in here is the gap that we need so that we're able to get our lug nuts into here still and onto the wheel studs to secure the plates to the lawnmower and still be able to get the other plates secured to the tracks. All right, so we're gonna be welding all these up, getting these all assembled so they look exactly kind of like this, but ×4, and then we're gonna be working on getting some brackets made for Tony's, which are gonna actually bolt onto his so they can be removable for when we don't have the tracks on. And then I'm going to be using, Nick had a great idea, using some muffler clamps around my axle tubes, and then I'll be building some brackets off of that, or will be building some brackets, sorry, off of that. We're going to be showing you guys exactly how to do all that, starting right about probably right now. Yeah, probably right now.
That's awesome. That's nice.
Yeah, that holds the plate perfectly level up against the spacer. We're not welding this one in there. Don't think we're stoked. Oh damn! One perfectly leveled adapter.
Awesome.
You like that? Yeah, I love this machine. She's a beautiful unit. Works good. As you can see. Check it out. First we had everything just laying on the table. Now it's all together. Now everything's just tack welded in here, other than these parts as you guys just seen. But well, me and Nick were getting these things all centered. I mean, this bolt pattern that we have is spinning in the exact same plane as this bolt pattern, if that makes sense. Therefore, if we spin this at 100 miles per hour, she's gonna spin nice and straight without having any. Anyway, so me and Nick were doing that, which took some freaking time just to get everything set up, get the centers. You guys saw the jigs that we were making and stuff, so that it worked out great. But while me and Nick were doing that, Tony was over on his mower getting these brackets made up.
Yep, making these brackets for the tie rods to come off the track so that they can't turn too much while we're driving, because it wouldn't be nice if they started rotating as the entire track.
Yeah, that would ruin a lot of things real fast.
Yeah, so I was drilling up some holes, bending these, drilling holes on the frame.
Yeah, so we'll show you guys some in-depth actually once it goes on the frame, but we're wrapping up for the night. All we have left to do tomorrow is obviously get that stuff installed, get these bolted on to the tracks and the mowers, and then start on mine. So this is going to be mine, this is going to be Tony's. Obviously I got to build some bracketry to go onto these guys. A lot of work has come together. To see all these parts are just freaking awesome. I know Tony and Nick, of course, behind the camera is loving it. So many holes drilled and things welded and things grinded and taken, just like we were just talking about. It was just scrap metal that we had over there, and we've turned it into parts that we can actually use on our mowers. So that's freaking awesome. Anyways, tomorrow we'll catch you guys bright and early, and we'll show you exactly how to get this stuff onto the mowers. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
It'll be awesome.
Right, the next day working on the off-road mower tracks build. This is such a great build because I was thinking about it. We're doing two mowers at the same time here, two completely different transaxles, two completely different frames, two completely different ways of getting these set up, but using the same adapters, which is awesome. So, before the boys roll in today, first thing I gotta do is get these hubs fully welded up so that the adapters here are ready to go on for when the guys get here. I need to set up the Eastwood MiG 180. This thing is such a beautiful machine and it works great. So, we'll show you guys those beads after. Once we get those things welded up, I can start working on my bracketry to hold my tie rod setups for the tracks. You can see them there on the side of the tracks. Those need to get mounted somewhere in on the axle here. So we'll be figuring that out and we'll show you guys exactly what's been going on. But let's get these things on the adapters and on the mowers. All right, the boys are over now. And, well, they're giving her hard on Musty. So, last time I ran Musty, I was just going for an after-work little peel by myself. Pulled her out of the garage. She died on me. Might have been the fuel that I ran in it. It was kind of a guess on the fuel. It didn't smell great. You never know. But we did pop open the carb and notice that there wasn't much fuel in the carb. So, the pulse pump might be going out. Anyways, got some more stuff worked on here. These are for Musty, the brackets. All I got to do is drill the new hole so that the heim joint and the offset spacers can go in. Then, of course, got these all welded up. So that Eastwood MiG 180 just does work. These are going to hold up great. We're going to get these installed on the mowers. Well, first Tony's actually going to paint them here. Again, Eastwood MiG 180, the Eastwood company. Tons of tools and stuff, but their welders work great. Okay, let's get those painted, get them installed, see how it goes. Alright, hubs are all painted up, brackets are painted up. We're just getting these bolted on. Tony's getting his on in the background, me and Nick are working on these ones. So, as you guys can see, 4-bolt pattern to a 5-bolt pattern. So, next thing to do is tighten up all these bolts, replicate that on all the tracks, and then we'll show you guys getting these things on the mowers. Holy though, this is awesome.
Alright, so we got our little brackets in here for our tie rods. Just 2 bolts through the top of the frame here, through this angle iron, down to the 1 bolt that goes right into our heim joint. As you can see, we got it on this side as well. They're both pretty much identical. Should just bolt right up. May have to adjust the tie rods a little bit, but should be killer.
along with Tony's all getting mounted up there, I got a little bit different style of brackets. As you can see, we're using the muffler clamps, 2-inch muffler clamps to the bracket welded on there. And these will just get clamped around the axle tube, and the tie rod will run up to it, and we'll use our offset spacers here on the bolt. Adjustability there, or movement, whatever you want to call it. But that should work great. We're going to get these tightened up, get the tracks bolted on now that we have the adapters on the tracks. So slide those over. Yes, I know I am missing part of my hub. That happens when well, you have the wrong tools and you try and do the job. But anyways, I'll be fixing that later. We're going to get these tracks bolted on. But first, like I said, get these tightened up, tracks on. Let's see how it goes. I ain't gonna lie, I'm eating some breakfast here. These guys are working on the mower.
It's like 2 o'clock.
I think it's 3 o'clock, but fuck it. Tracks are on and being bolted on now. It's not the easiest process, but I mean, I think, Nick, you said it.
Do what you gotta do if you want the cool stuff.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing. So we'll show you guys once we get these things bolted on and how it actually all come together. But for now, I'm gonna eat up my hash browns and watermelon and have a good time over here. Alright, so as you guys can see, tracks are on, adapters are in, tie rod setups are in. We had to extend Tony's because, well, they're just a bit short. Anyways, that is gonna work great. Musty, as you can see, same principle, just executed a little bit different. So we're gonna probably paint up the tracks one day and paint all the brackets. Holy crap. As you guys can see, sitting on the weight, that's Musty's new ride height with the tracks. And then Magnum, holy. All right, boys are just standing around here. We're just talking about anything else need to kind of get done before we start heading out. But wow, these have really come together. Now, one thing I would really like to mention, and I'm going to stress this on you guys right now. Both of these lawnmowers, off-road mowers here, are running 1-inch axle shaft transaxles. Your guys' 3/4-inch axle shaft transaxles are not going to hold up to these size tracks. These weigh 79 pounds each on each side of your axle. Tony's Peerless 820 has a 1-inch live axle straight through it, so we're not worried about having to break that center section or anything. It's gonna work. We're really hoping so. But I just really want to stress, if you're gonna think about putting tracks on your mower before you go ahead and spend the $1,000 to $2,000 on picking up some tracks, think about what transaxle you have and see if you got a heavy duty one. Musty's running a Peerless 2300 with 1-inch axle shafts. Magnum, the Peerless 820, 1-inch axle shafts. So just make sure you're thinking about that kind of thing, because we definitely are, because it took us this long to finally put fucking tracks on our mowers. So anyways, we're going to get these things pulled out, and holy, what a freaking weekend, boys. Just for a little reference here, those are the tracks, and I'm almost up to my knee past it. There's some deep snow.